So good morning, everybody. So first of all, I've heard you've had a great entertainment this morning with our Taoiseach, and obviously that's a great introduction for me, that I'm next. So delighted to be here today to discuss the importance of the topic of skills in Ireland. And first of all, I would like to thank our US Embassy and our Ambassador, our Share d'Affaires, Stuart Dwyer, for the invite to talk to you today. So I would say, as President of the American Chamber, it's certainly my ambition that Ireland is the location of choice for US investments, is in no doubt. And I would say that based on, to realise this ambition, it's critical that Ireland is at the top of our game. And we need to be at the top of our game to continue with the FDI support that we've had to date. So the quality and skills of our labour force has been the centre to our success in certainly attracting all of the FDI that we've done to date. And if we are to meet the demands for the investment in the future, it's essential that we maintain a workforce with, most importantly, that have the relevant skills. So this morning what I'd like to talk about is how can we develop the next generation of Irish talent, collaborate between the companies and education is an absolute must for us to achieve that. So the impact of the collaboration between our members, US-owned companies creating jobs in Ireland, and the education sector has been of utmost importance for the future of skills and investment into Ireland, but also the opportunity for our young people, and it is something that we need to obviously continue to be passionate about to make sure it happens. So let me just talk to you about Ireland and FDI. So Ireland to date, as you all know, has been really successful in attracting investment on industries such as pharma, such as medical, such as technology, such as ICT, and such as trade services. This is because Ireland is the best company to do business. And again, that's not just my opinion, that's the opinion of a prestige financial magazine such as Forbes. And again, I think it is a testament of our strength of the business and the environment that we have here in Ireland. So just to let you know, US investment is the single largest source of FDI here, with 700 companies located here, employ 115,000 people, and they account for 26% of our GDP. They are significant numbers. We want to maintain them, but most importantly, we want to grow them. But the value of creating US companies in Ireland goes far beyond just the economy. The members of the American Chambers are also delivering jobs and are also playing a part in enhancing the quality of lives and opportunities for Irish communities where all of our businesses are in. The Chamber recently has published the results of a study to understand the social impact for US companies are making in the wider community in which all of us operate. I have to say I'm proud to share today that the outcome of this research has shown just in the last 12 months over 2,000 significant projects were carried out by our members. Companies supporting these programs include 164,000 volunteer hours, which is the equivalent to a staggering 96 years in total. So again, we are playing our part and we are supporting our communities. The amazing contribution has happened in a range of key areas such as health, environment, arts, social, community sport, and overseas aid. However, I would say by far most popular areas of support for US companies is around the area of education. So let me just talk to you about education. US companies are heavily involved in promoting education. Our members are deeply involved in programs that are developing the skills needed for the next generation of Irish leaders in FDI. According to our research, US companies have supported over 1,000 education-related projects this year, which equates to more than 62,500 working hours in 2012. So on top of the donation of the hours, over 40% of financial support from US companies went to education, helping to fund the purchase of necessary equipment and the resources to make sure we are setting our people up for success. There are many ways in which US companies are involved in supporting education in the local communities. Let me just give you a few. Dell, Literacy Initiative, Accenture, the student mentoring, Bank of America program is just a few to mention. But also a number of companies are hugely involved in the Junior Achievements Award. And I'm also proud to say, as an employee of PayPal and eBay, we have also done our part. And as late as yesterday, we just brought in from Blanchardstown IT 2 transition students to walk them through and work with us over the next number of months around how we show what working in a technology environment is like. Again, that's a huge change from what we've done before, but it's a cultural change that we want to make sure we're getting students to understand that technology is not just white coats and labs. Also, I would say, it's incredibly promising to see companies share experience and skills with our younger generation, because that's the future of the people we're going to employ. For example, a number of USIC companies such as Intel, Parametric are leading supporting of programs such as Coder Dojo that has been mentioned earlier on, and how critical that is to the success of the future of the people we're going to employ. And that is obviously looking after the age groups between 6 and to the age of 15. ICT is one of the fast-growing sectors in the Irish economy, and there's a greater demand for the skills and labour. Who knows better than I do trying to fill 1,000 jobs that we announced last year. So it opens up many roles, not only just involving, as I said, white coats and programming. There are other opportunities like analytics, product development, even chief operating officers that are critical to the success of our businesses today, but also critical to the success of what we're trying to do around innovation. The technology qualifications can be used in almost any facet and any area of business in the world. It's an exciting time for us. It's fast-growing. It's more evolving industry. It's working in technology, is working at the cutting edge, and right now, mobile is driving local technology. And I would say, as an example, in PayPal today, 67% of our business is done on mobile. That's what customers want, that's what we need to support them on, and that's what we need to do to grow our businesses. Again, I would say myself, I have no technology background. I studied law and economics. I don't know why, but now I'm supporting a company that has 2,500 people in Ireland that's supporting the EMEA business for PayPal. So initiatives such as Bring Your Child to Work and the work experience schemes that are run in companies like IBM, like Oracle, these are where we are changing the future of what technology companies are looking for, but also making sure that we're enhancing our young people to consider a career path in technology. It's important to give our students the opportunity to apply the skills that have been taught in classrooms and in real-life environment. And real-life environment is some of the programs that we're running within the FDI companies. An integrated education program is groundbreaking work for many companies, particularly in the field of science, technology, and it's a win-win for both education and for FDI. I think if you think about some of the companies that's collaborating programs and are running programs, a company like we are working with is Eli Lilly. We're working with the University of Cork around chemical engineering. The kind of collaboration that also shows that young people around the world that it's exciting and it's new and there's an innovation to what we're actually trying to do. US companies such as Boston Scientific are also directly enable young people to advance their education through scholarship programs, allowing them to continue their education to the next level. So, we support education because a skilled workforce is central to our ability to retain and grow investment. But there's a gap in the skills in the Irish workforce today. And if this can be remedied, there's a huge opportunity of growth and investment in education will allow us to deliver the particular skills that is demanded by industry. Speaking as a business leader, I can assure you that the investment is focusing on countries considering about innovation rich. We've got to be innovation rich, we've got to invest in it, we've got to support our students to make sure that they are work ready to support the organisations that are growing today. And an education system that supports innovation, entrepreneurial thinking among our people is absolutely critical. So as we go forward, I said, and as we think about what we're trying to do as the world is evolving, I think it's important that we develop outstanding innovation products and services that we need in Ireland, but also that we can transport outside of Ireland. We need to make sure that we have the ambition that's going to match the requirements that industry needs today. And if you think about some of the reform that's been done already, if you think about the reform that's been done on the junior cycle, obviously that's welcomed and it's very positive for us. The role of that, which we'll see in the next few years, again, moving away from rote learning is really important, and I think that's very, very much welcomed. And the new course such as digital media and programmes that are talking about coding and facilitating the delivery of workforce to the relevant requirements that we need in the future is critical to our success in education, but more importantly, is critical to the success of what industry needs today. So, for Ireland, our reputation as an attractive place for investment is our most valuable asset. We can't afford to be complacent. Our skilled workforce is central to our ability to win further FDI, and we must maintain a talent pool with the relevant skills that industry require. Collaboration between industry and education is central to this. Working together is central to this, as we still have a lot more to achieve. So today's event is a great opportunity to consider more of what we can do. So as you enjoy today's programme, let me ask you one question. We can do this together, so what can you do to make sure you can make a difference? What can your companies do to see what you can make a difference? And I think if we think about what we can do as individuals, and if we think about what we can do as companies differently, I think we certainly have a great start to making a big change to what we need in the future. Thank you.